Welcome. As a matter of fact, hello. You watching this? I mean, you're already here. You might as well just click on the thing. We're talking about Mars and Leo and this post eclipse that just happened. So you might as well pop in, pop up, show out. So let's get to it. Basically, this is a very, very fun week ahead because Mars, the planet of action, desire, passion, has now entered into Leo. We have finally left Mars in Cancer. There's been a lot of feelings throughout this collective. There's been so much emotional things for people throughout this eclipse season cycle. So I'm really excited because we're going to start getting into a little bit more of this like fun type energy with this Mars and Leo coming in. A lot more creativity, a lot more passion. What's up? How's it going down in the chat below? Welcome into the people in the live right now. If you are watching this afterward, please be sure that you end up commenting, liking, sharing to whoever you think this may help. But we're going to be going through the astrology of this upcoming week. I just got my own notification. That's mad weird. But welcome in everyone. So let's start to get into like what's happening with this Mars and Leo transit, right? Because Mars just went into Leo yesterday, right? So what is Mars? Mars is the planet of passion, the planet of drive. If you listen to like, or if you've seen a Nike ad and they're like, just do it, Mars is that just do it, right? But having it be in Leo, this is centered around the heart. This is centered around your passion. This is centered around your creativity. This is centered around the things that you want to like push out into the world based off of like what really truly resonates with you, right? And like I said, Leo literally just is pushed forward by their heart and by their inner fervor that they feel with these things, right? So this is what's going to be happening as a collective. You're going to start pretty much forcing yourself to do things that you actually love, whether you like were intending on it or not. One of the main things about this, right? I just clicked something a little bit early, but one of the main things about this, right, is that it's like you're getting into this new type of like creative mind in this creative space, which is going to be built off of like, honestly, the easiest way for me to frame this is that it's like I have this personal theory that everyone kind of knows what they want to do when they're a little kid, right? It just continuously gets beat out of you by society as you get older. So it's like, hey, like, you know what you wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? I know a bunch of people wanted to be like singers, or a bunch of people want to do that. Tap back into that stuff, especially with Chiron and Aries, because Chiron's going to be in Aries for a grip. And that's really what this is really about. Having and transcending and changing and transmuting as well these feelings into something different and into something new. So to kind of celebrate this Mars and Leo and slash this like solar eclipse that just happened, I did this like random quick freestyle stuff that I made when I was I'm mostly producer and engineer, but I was like, hey, I used to rap. Actually, as a matter of fact, it was rap that somehow got me into astrology because I was really like interested when like people like Mos Def and like all those type of rappers would mention like something like super cool and spiritual, like Erykah Badu and all them would mention something like that about what, or like when Joey Badass and them with Pro Era were like first coming out, and they were like the cool hood kids that also had like the crystals on and stuff like that. And I was like, I feel that. So I was wearing crystals when I was like 13, 14. Like, but this is what I'm saying. It's like, I think, and I'm using me as an example with this, but it's like people are kind of getting back into these like certain algorithms and into these certain vibes and such like that. But without further ado, I'm gonna play it. If it's a little bit too loud, somebody let me know in the comments. But I'll just go and play it through real quick, because like, why not? You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get to astrology right after this though.
Yeah. Straight out of the dungeons of rap, never make it back. Yeah. I was lying in the silk and shopping. I've been cooler than Erykah Badu. I don't wanna hear nothing coming from you. You. Only on my intuition, the God's got me. I don't even really know shit. God got me, that universal flow. I don't really even understand it's the source, and I just let it go. And I let it blaze, but there's a point when I praise, be to me. So I'm playing, don't even praise that. More like a spiritual amber. Maybe you'll understand that if you ain't in the right dimension, you ain't been a trip, no. You ain't even hear what I've been saying. I've been pitting, shit I've been spitting. And this whole time, this whole rhyme is turning out like a silver lining. I just wanna see what's in this vinyl. I just wanna know what's behind the vinyl. What's in your mind, what's in your brain? I put the same things in your heart and the tank. And I know that your heart untamed. I love a wild girl and the love that range. It's that taming of the shrew. And the only way I know how to do this with the strokes.
So Mars and Leo, right? The only reason why I really want to push that and like show that is because like that type, the energy of that, very Mars and Leo. But on top of that, it's like this is really just like getting people down back to the passions of stuff, right? So shouts out to the love, shouts out to the hearts and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So much love, right? You were a teenager rocking crystals and having conversations about secret geometry with your friends' parents. Facts, right? Is this me? Yeah, that was me. Yeah, I do music and stuff like that. Maverick star everywhere. But well, with that being said, right? Like this is kind of like just showing like this is like a certain like level of like passion and stuff that people are going to be like reactivating. I think there's been a lot with this like lunar eclipse, with this Venus and Mars in Cancer as well, making people like just have to sift through and like feel all these feelings. And now it's like, okay, congratulations, you have felt through the feelings. Go use that energy, go use that passion that you're kind of able to come up with that, and then use it towards something creative, use it towards something else like that, right? And even if you're not necessarily creative, you're still a creative, low-key, because we're all creators at the end of the day. We're all making something every single day. Now it's just a matter of, are you making the things that you want to do for you, or are you just making the things because you're making the things? This is like the main question when it comes to that, right? But like I said, Mars is in Leo, and it's going to be in Leo until July 29th. So we have a pretty fire summer coming up, to be honest. Like, so like just looking at this like by itself, Mars and Leo is really going to be like pushing through a lot of like authoritative love into the space as well. You get what I'm saying? So this is going to be something that I'm very excited for. And all this in this regard. Welcome to everybody that just came in, by the way. Shouts out to y'all who are being here for this live and such like that. I know I'm a little bit later, but like, you know, gotta make the moves when the moves are being called, you feel me? So I was called to do this around this time, so let's get this going, right? So now, like I said, we just finished off this solar eclipse. The solar eclipse was just 2 days ago, right? Like, so the solar eclipse is still super fresh. If you have been seeing weird, random synchronicities, if you've been tired, if you've been just out of it, if you've been all of these type of things, eclipse season is still technically going on, right? The lunar eclipse was the heavier eclipse of these two eclipses, but that doesn't make it any less like potent per se. You get what I'm saying? It's still going to have an effect in your life, right? So the whole idea behind this, right, is that it's like, if this is the case, right? If this is the case, now this is about this persona with this solar eclipse in Gemini that just happened, right? Because solar eclipses, in my personal opinion, help change the destiny towards your persona. How are you going to like then advocate for yourself? How are you going to stand up for yourself and speak on the things that you want to speak on? These are these type of themes that kind of start playing in when it comes to this, right? So now with the solar eclipse, this is very much, like I said, it's a matter of like, how are you going to spit your game and talk your shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that is pretty much that. And Mars and Leo is all about spitting your game and talking your shit. So definitely have something to be behind and really push that forward. Someone said keep shining. I appreciate it, but honestly, Mars and Leo is trying to have like everybody shine in their own specific way. Like, the thing with Leo energy in general, and the reason why like Leo energy can breed a lot of jealousy, is because it's not necessarily like trying to impose its like royalty onto people. It's just something that's ever present, and people that get like kind of like, oh, I don't know about that, can often be intimidated by like Leo energy, or be like, oh, Leos are just this, right? A handful of the time it's just a matter of like they already are shining. It's like, well, you can just come here and shine too. But a lot of the times these things get like kind of caught up in this translation. So Mars and Leo's, like I said, is very much going to get to this passion moving forward. A huge thing I need to mention about this Mars and Leo. I normally don't always talk about chakra stuff or anything that, but this kind of streamlined to me. The solar plexus chakra is going to be a very important chakra over this Mars and Leo course of time. I got that vibe. I don't know, like specifically from that. I mean, I do believe Mars is the solar plexus as far as the human body is concerned, and Leo's all about like the love and passion. So it's like, you know, but the solar plexus is what you use in order for you to hold your center of power, in order for you to like also like your solar power and stuff like that. I'll have other classes on chakras and stuff later on. I am working on a bunch of classes, so if y'all were there for the classes and like, yo, where the classes at, I'm like, trust me, we about to do some wild stuff. Detox the gut. That's actually a really great idea for that. As a matter of fact, I probably should do that myself. Like detoxing the gut, detoxing that like stomach area, and even just trying to treat yourself with like better foods for you. And I'm not telling you to just eat healthy food per se. I'm telling you to like intuitively eat, or like intuitively like bringing that in, because that's going to be working with your solar plexus chakra. Personal sovereignty is the solar plexus. Facts. Right? Leo sun, feel the solar plexus as being important. Well, if the Leo sun is here telling us that Mars and Leo is going to have a solar plexus important time, I believe it. So shouts out to that, right? A day fast is good too. That's good stuff. Check in with the understanding of power, control, and dominance. This is why I like going live. Y'all be hitting some gems back. I'll be like, okay, I ain't even getting into the astrology for the week yet. Y'all already going in. I appreciate it. Much love. Yeah, so let's get a little bit into what I kind of see with this upcoming week, right? Just like off of vibe, just off of like what I'm like seeing with the transits and such like that. So basically from this week into the end of the week, we're going to be going from the moon in Cancer phase into the moon in Libra phase. So excited for my classes. Will be awesome. Yo, you ain't even ready, because I'm not even ready yet. I was told you, if I have to, I'm gonna put it to y'all like this. If I have to wait and be like, give me some time to get this to y'all, it's gonna be correct. So like just to let y'all know, like y'all know and have seen me do stuff, it's rapid pace. But if I'm like, yo, give me a bit for this, trust me. And I'm gonna be able to like be downloaded. You're gonna be able to see the classes later on and such like that. I'm just getting some things together in order for that to work out, and it's gonna be super fire. So let's get to that. That's gonna be happening in July. So my classes are coming back strong in July. Second week of July most likely, but I'll be keeping you all updated in this process as well. So if you know anybody who likes astrology or spirituality stuff in general, want to learn classes, I'll probably be doing some more tarot stuff and stuff like that too. These are going to be a little more interactive classes as well in comparison to the ones in the past, because now I'm going to be running them. So like we're going to be able to actually talk, and like you don't have to keep the cameras off or anything weird. So it's going to be super dope. So let's get to that, right? So, oh wait. Wait, hold on. Hold on. I got it. I'm sorry, that was just in my head. So I had to play it. 103, I gotta start over if I'm doing it myself. So I'm gonna be starting from the beginning again, but come to the beginning. Like even if you took the classes beforehand, these are going to be way different. Did I pin it already? No, I did not pin this. I am apologies. Let me see. Let me make sure I pin this right here so y'all can see this. I just realized I ain't pinned that. My fault. Good luck. Appreciate that. But yeah, so yeah, Mars enters Leo. We're also on Mercury Retrograde still. That's another thing. I kind of forgot about that for a second. We're also still on Mercury Retrograde. This solar eclipse was on Mercury Retrograde. So we're like digging in the past on some like, whoa. And it's what it's meant to do is to release and show you where you're coming from versus where you're going to and where you're heading to, where you're coming from these old things, and where you're going to be moving forward to in this regard as well, right? But I am silly. I'm a Sag. I cannot help it anymore. It's just if y'all I give y'all info, let me be a goofball. And we're cool. That's all it is. No, we all good. But let's get to the next part, right? So let's get to the week, right? Let's get into the week. So today, let's start today, right? So today we have the moon is going to be in Cancer. It's going to be passing by Venus, right? So I feel like there's a lot of like mental and a lot of people's minds about getting into their new set of intuition, but this intuition is going to be very tapped into like the heart, right? It's still heavy, still a lot of purging going on. Oh yeah. You know what? Let's just get into the real. I have all these notes up still. My Virgo's like, use the notes. My Sag is like, no, I'm not doing it. So I'm not going to do it right now. Because what I want to explain for real, is that it's like all these energies that are happening that are heavy, right? Like Venus square Chiron today and such like that. And also the moon in Cancer like passing by Venus. Like we're purging out all of our old feelings. To be honest, And to frame this to you, because of the total lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse, it's almost like people's intuitions have rebranded themselves in their own way. And I can't like explain that any other way, but it's almost like they rebranded that. The lunar eclipse was like, yo, the last 3 years, here's all the info from that. And then moving forward, it was like, the solar eclipse with Mercury retrograde is taking all those things from like what you release, getting the best out of it, and now we're pushing forward. But there's still a lot of purging. There's so much energy that is still happening and still going on, and we're still literally in right now. Hence why I feel like it's so important for me to like kind of go live and let y'all know, like, this is, and I have been since 2020, because I'm like, yo, there's no way for these upcoming years that are coming up that this astrology cannot be like given to the people, because we have some interesting times ahead of us, and it's just going to keep going like that. So I was like, as an astrologer, I'm like, we got to let the people know 100%. A lot of caustic record. Oh, y'all saw that? Y'all saw that, right? I was like a caustic record retrieval. That shit. Boop, 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 boop. I mean, you're right though, but appreciate y'all for being here. Much love. The entire year so far has been full of purging. That's a whole fact, right? And like I said, it's like purging, it's rebranding, it's rebuilding, it's rebridging. And Mercury retrograde is supposed to be a review time, but this review time is also tied to destiny. It wasn't a glitch. It was low power mode, but like, you know. You know, but the universe is literally making me circle back to some childhood trauma, and it's insane. That is a great point. I know I glitched, but it's all good. But regardless, right? The universe making you circle back to childhood trauma, and it doesn't give a rest, right? With that being said, this is happening to so many people. And this is because the solar eclipse was on Mercury retrograde. So you are literally pulling back all of the personalities that you've ever had at the same time. Getting all of those like situations. And I'm talking about the personality that you had when you were in second grade. Like, you don't even remember that version of you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all of these things are like starting to like pile back and like coming out in new ways, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't rapped in like 4 years or something like that for real. And I was like, it's Gemini season. I'm about to freestyle. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? But like, this is what I mean, where I'm like, even for me, I was like, hey, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I produce and sing and stuff, but I was like, I haven't rapped for real. So I was like, might as well, you know? So like, this is what I'm saying, where it's like, this is when, and I'm like I said, I'm using myself as an example because I'm right here and I can't like, I can see y'all comment, but I can't like, you know what I'm saying? So, but regardless, this is kind of like how that ends up happening in that, right? So yeah, big purge though, big purge energy, 100%. It's not pretty. Oh, it's mad loud. See, it keeps coming back. It's not pretty, but it goes hard. And the reason why it's like, it's basically how am I frame this? Well, the thing with this upcoming week, let's just get to the week, because I'm gonna be able to bridge this in easier if I talk about the week with this. So let's bring that in together, right? Dreams have been crazy, felt high without using any drugs. That's literally what eclipses do. Like, someone was like, hey, on the lunar eclipse, they're like, yo, were you tweet? I was like, no, the lunar eclipse was just like yeet for me. It was in Sagittarius. I was like, you know what I'm saying? But that's how energies end up working. You get what I'm saying? Which is why it's so important for you to know your natal chart and know how these energies are happening in your own chart, right? I have to shout out Time Passages. Shouts out to Time Passages. Time Passages is an amazing astrology app. I have been using it exclusively pretty much recently as far as like looking at my transit stuff and everything like that is concerned. I do use the pro version of the app, but it's like a pretty low price and it's a one you keep forever. But honestly, as far as interpretations are concerned that are straight to the point, really let you know what's going on, shout out to Time Passages. I think they really got it in that regard. So if you want to like ever look at those and you don't know, like, shouts out to them. So definitely check that out. Even Time Jumped. Ooh, okay, I see you. Feeling that too. Clouds, outer space. Everyone's been just kind of like, so that's how that's working, right? Mind you, everyone's still going to be like that because on June 13th, we have the Sun squaring Neptune. So it's like, yes, I'm in this new persona after the solar eclipse. I'm ready to go. Wait a second. And it's like you're ready to go. It's almost, Shouts out to Last Name Willis, because like Last Name Willis makes these awesome astrology comic stuff, and like some of the characters like I just remember, and it's like you get like stuck, like getting like I almost picture it's like they're leaving and they're like getting stuck in like this like force field, and it's like, okay, I'm going, but you're like just kind of like running in the same spot for a bit because you don't realize that you're like in that illusion. But if you took a step over to the side, you would just be able to run forward, you know? And that's kind of like the analogy I want to use for this like June 13th time frame, where it's like we're getting into this, but this is still tough. We're still purging. We're still going through it. You know what I'm saying? The moon in Cancer, I feel like, is even highlighting the last lunar eclipse that we just had, right? Because of that lunar energy. So these things are like kind of working together in that regard. So it's a lot of change with that, right? Moving to the next part, though, as my computer wakes back up, we have the moon in Leo. That's going to be hitting over Mars tomorrow. So if you haven't felt this Mars and Leo energy yet, do not fret, do not worry. I don't think Mars and Leo truly starts till the moon hits it on the 13th. Because once it hits on the 13th, you're going to start feeling that good feeling again. Even if like regardless of everything else, regardless of all the purging, that good feel is going to start to kind of like come back in and bridge back in. So that's something that I definitely wanted to like inform y'all on when it comes to this, right? Now, that's going to be on the 13th, right? It's going to feel like you're running like that, but Mars and Leo is also activated. So now it's like, hey, although I may not know exactly where I'm going, I at least feel good with the passion that I'm pushing forward, right? So, like I said, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. When I see these transits, if there's something wild, I'm gonna let you know. If there's something dope, I'm gonna let you know. It's like that's what it's supposed to be about, right? So, getting into this June 14th, right? Saturn's making a square to Uranus. This is kind of showing a different flip and change in regards to Saturn square Uranus is showing a different flip and change in regards to like how you are changing and flipping the format of your own personal revolution. And I think your own you said someone said they feel like they are getting back to the dottery of things. That is completely cool. As a matter of fact, I saw that. Man, I'm talking about today. Yo, literally on June 14th, I saw Pluto trine Lilith, and I was like, the divine feminine finna have a hot girl summer. Good for y'all. Yo, what? As soon as I saw the Pluto trine Lilith with Mars winning the Leo, I'm like, nah, they're gonna have a hot girl summer. Please save this live. I'm gonna take some notes. I will save the live. It will be on my page as well, also on YouTube and stuff. I never really like talk about my readings for real, but I do offer readings for anybody who's here and have been looking for like a chart reading and like or anything like that. Also do Hey Hero readings, which is answering like a question and all that good stuff. But yeah, so the girlies are about to have a hot girl summer with this Pluto trine Lilith. Saturn square Uranus is like, nah, be in that bag, right? I think it's like, and the moon's going to be opposing Saturn, so it's very much like, yo, go get in that bag and just do your thing. You need to radiate that energy of like that confidence, even if people don't understand it, even if people are like, oh, that person thinks they're all that, and it's like, no, I respect myself. And you feel that vibe. You get what I'm saying? So, like, that's the way that goes. Shout out to Mystical Illuminations as well. I will be bridging and doing some stuff, live stuff with them very soon. I'm figuring some things out. Trust. I'm working on those classes and everything. Trust. It's just stay tuned. So, getting into the next part, right? So, on the 15th, right? Besides the fact that this week marks the, hey, the girls are going to have a hot girl summer. Shout out to y'all, right? Now getting into the next part, right? On the 15th, Moon and Leo is going to be in conjunct Pluto. Word. So I normally don't point out in conjunctions, but this one like stuck out to me for like a certain reason, so I wanted to talk about it. But the Moon and the Leo hitting this like in conjunct to Pluto is like this like, okay. So I'm keeping the hot girl summer trend because it's an easy way to understand. So it's like, all right, hot girl summer, but then it's like, man, remember the summers that weren't a hot girl summer, and then you just like, damn. Like you kind of just have to like sit back, like, man, is it really gonna be like that? But mind you, think about all the stuff that you've done. Think about all you transformed through. Think about the new confidence that you're starting to come into. Not even Mars is in Leo. Like Mars, trust me, if you don't feel it right now, in the next 2 days, stand outside in some sun, it's gonna pull through. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, facts. I have Cap and Sag energy too, so I understand that. But getting into the next part, right? So that's like the 15th is like but you gotta still kind of push through it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna feel like this. It's almost like a resurrection of you getting into that right space. You get what I'm saying? Now, now. Let me stop. But for the 16th, right? On the 16th, we have the moon in Virgo. It's basically pretty much making a little quick pass by to Jupiter, right? And I feel like this is like whenever I see Virgo and Pisces energy having their like back and forth, I always kind of just picture it's the axis of dreams and reality, right? So the moon in Virgo wants you to be realistic, but Jupiter and Pisces is literally like, bro, if you make this up, it's gonna happen. Like Jupiter Pisces is like, yo, just make it up. That'll happen. Cool. You know what I'm saying? This is like someone picking up like a Harry Potter wand and saying a spell and having that happen and being like, yo, what? And then the moon of Virgo comes in and it's just like, you didn't see anything. That's not real. It just like runs off and you're like, what just happened? That right there is a really good analogy though for like how I feel like Jupiter and Pisces like against the moon and Virgo. So it's like, but you have to still trust in the process of what you did, because the process of what you did is where the magic comes from. But also comes from there, but it's working both of those together, but it feels like they're opposite. It's kind of confusing to hear in the real time, but that's why I put this video up anyway, so y'all can go back and listen to it whenever. So holla at your boy. Regardless though, getting into the next part, right? So the moon on the 17th is going to be opposite Neptune, and this is the once more. So remember how the day like before I was like the moon and the Pisces energy is working the same exact way. But now it's with Neptune, so now it's like directly with that, right? That's how those things are kind of changing in that regard. Am I familiar with human design? I am familiar with human design. I don't have like the greatest proficiency. I still, even when I use human design, I approach it from an astrological standpoint because it makes sense that way. But yeah, 100%. But yeah. So basically, what's also coming up with this too. But yeah, this week is mainly honestly just kind of like prepping and showing and bridging us into this new Mars and Leo energy and this solar eclipse. We're still in solar eclipse season. So as I mentioned in all of these transits, it's like this is destiny changing these transits. Like you don't really got a choice. This is kind of how this energy is just gonna go. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I always tell people like it's always best to kind of like do your best to surrender to the universe. And it's very hard for us to surrender to like the universe because especially like, I mean, I'm from America, but I know for like a lot of people, it's like, we're just taught like, you need to just do this. And if you don't change this, then this won't happen. If you don't do that thing, then, but like, chill. Let it do its thing. Let it rock. Things will start to come together for you. And you need to keep your ears open. It was in Gemini. Keep your ears open. If you remember some old stuff, keep that open. If you go in some photo book and you find something old and like that's going to be something important, you might not know why it's important yet, but that's part of why the solar eclipse is like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's kind of my quick tidbit with that. But I mean, overall, like, yeah, this is basically the energy of the week. I'm gonna be posting some other stuff later on this, I guess, you know, as I do. Shouts out to y'all for being here, for showing up, showing love. I really don't know what else to peep. Shouts out to y'all. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Just like appreciate y'all for really being here. Really excited for this Mars and Leo transit. Go follow the boy on TikTok because I'm gonna try to do TikTok stuff because that seems like it could be fun once I get a hang of it. But hey, we'll see, and you will too, I guess, if you go to follow it. So that should be fun. I'll be posting like the cool ones on Reels anyway, but follow on TikTok too. You know, show you know, I like the kid. But yeah, outside of that, word for y'all who are looking for classes, July, mark that calendar, second week of July. I'm gonna have more info. Mark that calendar. Even if you taking a class that is in the same topic of some class I've done before, this is at a whole other octave of info. It's a whole other octave of interaction. We going off, so please be ready for this because it's gonna be a little bit different, but it's gonna be fine, right? Only making a TikTok because I'm on there. That's what's up. That's fire. That's fine. Shouts out to the notification gang as well. Apparently some of y'all have me like on notifications, and that's kind of cool. I never thought that'd be the case, but that's dope. Shouts out to y'all too. Can't wait for the new moon in Cancer. Introvert friendly. Yeah, you don't have to talk if you don't want to. I'm gonna have like a time frame. Usually it's gonna be like off as I like lecture that part, but there's going to be a time frame where you want to speak. If you don't want to talk, you don't want to show your face, comment something, I'm going to respond to it. Like, don't, trust me, I got everybody that show up to any of my classes, and y'all also get the recording, all that. So trust, I got you. Working on it. Yeah, 100%. It does help for busy people. I 100% agree. I have been saying this for a very long time. So let's get this popping. Now, on this new moon in Cancer portion, I'm going to be holding something on a new moon in Cancer for everybody as well. So the new moon and full moon classes are also coming back. So please be on the lookout for that. I will be doing some stuff with mystical illuminations as I'm doing all that. Shouts out to the team. Shouts out to the squad over there. All these dope spiritual people. So if y'all ever ask me for something specific, I'm looking through the roster of there and being like, shouts out to them because they know how to get it done. So trust, you know what I'm saying? Trust is the word for this year. Facts. That's profound. I need to get a second for that. Yeah, that's real. like on the real. That's what's up. And it's from a Leo. As Mars enters Leo, saying trust. Word. That's a matter of fact. That was what I said for the solar eclipse when I did the card pull on TikTok for the solar eclipse. The card was trust. Like literally for the solar eclipse season, trust. And I was saying that before I even pulled the card. Like it's just in the astrology. It's just that. That's what people don't understand. Sidebar before I finish off. What people don't understand is that like if you know astrology and tarot, a handful of time they just literally like confirm each other. It's wild. It's mad interesting. But I'll have more tarot classes later on. Stay tuned. We have a bunch of cool stuff. What did you miss? You missed the whole thing. What are you going to do? No, I'm playing. I'm going to put this on to the... I'm about to post this for everybody to see afterward. So do not worry if you're just joining, if you just... anything like that. If y'all did just join and want to check me live, apparently people have been putting the notifications on. So shouts out to notification gang. And then on the other end, it's usually just going to be like sometime in the mid-afternoon or afternoon. And I will go live. It's probably 2, maybe 3. I don't force it. When it feel right, it feel right. But probably 2 or 3 is usually when I go live on Saturday. But yeah. Trust. Word. So yeah, if y'all ordered a reading, I'm going to be getting to those mañana. And we going to go off. So pull up. Hey Hero, I'm answering the Hey Hero questions way more frequently now. So if you need like a specific question on Hey Hero, go ahead and check that out too. I don't know what else to say. For real. But I'm gonna go do something else. So appreciate you for showing up. Much love, and until next week, y'all have a great one. Stay blessed and stay tuned for more cool stuff later on. Okay, bye. Peace.